But the most important thing that bio doesn't say is I'm a member of the Sanger Chamber of Commerce. Cool. I'm very acutely aware that I'm the only thing keeping you from casino night. So I'm going to be extraordinarily brief. But first of all, thank you for having comments and honor. And I have to share with you, I'm new in the legislature. Denton County only had 3 state reps for the last 10 years, and now we have 4. And being the 4th one, we had our orientation back in November of 2012. And I'm walking those hallways of the state capitol building. I mean, the building itself is 308 feet tall. It's 125 years old. And when we're in session, the actual original battle flag from the Battle of San Jacinto hangs in the chamber. So I find myself walking these hallways. I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did I get here? And then after serving for 1 regular and 3 special sessions, I'm wondering, I have 149 colleagues, I'm wondering how the hell they got there. It was interesting. But my son said something, I was thinking about what I would want to say tonight to fellow small business owners and entrepreneurs and people that generate the prosperity, I think largely that are responsible for the prosperity of this country. And I had really absolutely no idea. I knew I wanted to be brief. And I was putting my sons to bed. I have a 7 and a 4-year-old. And my 7-year-old, I have not the age. I mean, it's just really fascinating. He's all into the presidents now. And not necessarily the current ones, but he likes the whole history of the presidents, the 44 presidents. And so he asked me this request. He said he calls my dad, his father, grandfather, Pop. How many presidents have there been while Pop's been alive? And we did the math, and there were 13. And then he kept retrograding. He said, well, how about my great-grandfather? And there was 16. How about my great-great-grandfather? Now, I was very fortunate and thankful that I had done some genealogy about 20 years ago, and it was 16 again. And then he said, how about my great-great-great-grandfather? And I said to him, Thomas, you understand that your triple-grandfather, he wasn't born here. He was born in Ireland. And he said, he didn't really care. He said, well, how many presidents? And the answer, ironically, gave was 16. But then I told him a little bit about his great-great-great-grandfather. I said, you know, he was born in 1840, and when he was 16 years old, he left with his brother, who was 12, about the spread of my son, 7 and 4. They left Ireland forever, and they came to the United States because their parents couldn't feed them. They didn't have enough food. And then he's so cute, he said, so would they have died? I said, yeah, actually, probably 1 million people did, so that's why they left. And he was fascinated by that. And then he said something that just, I can't believe it pierced 170 years instantly. And when I answered him, I choked up. And he said, do you think his mommy and daddy miss him? Oh, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I said, yeah, Thomas, I think their mommy and daddy miss them. And it got me to thinking about the bounties in which we live in now. I mean, the opportunities that we have, the promise, the prosperity that we live in. And think about everybody in this room. I bet you none of us descended from royalty. And what makes that story special is that it's not unique. It's that all of us have had ancestors that have gone through similar things or perhaps even more challenging things, being robbed of their very liberty. And we are living what they dreamed. And that's something special, and it gives me goosebumps to share that. And I talked to my mom today about it. She goes, oh, I'm so proud of you. You get to speak in front of the chamber? Yeah, Mom. But she said, you know, she's from Italian heritage. They came later. So her grandparents came over, and she grew up with them. And she said, when they left Italy, they had just been married. And I thought about, they left their parents, of course, because there wasn't a lot of wealth then, and there certainly wasn't the communication and the technology revolution that we've had. They knew when they left, they were never going to see their parents again, their family, their friends, their culture, their country, their continent ever again. That's how god-awful it must have been there to brave 4,000 miles of open ocean and into something you don't know. And she said, you want to talk about salt of the earth? When they got here, they planted their own fruit trees. They tended their own garden. They made their own clothes. They canned their own food. They fixed and made their own shoes. Because that's what you had to do. If you didn't do it, it wasn't about luxury, it was about survival. And so when I think about, and then I looked this up tonight, right before I came, about poverty and about wealth and luxury and things of that nature. And unless you were descended from royalty, back in 1300, no matter where you were on the globe, about 98% of the people were in poverty. And then in 1750 was 85% lived in abject poverty. And it got a little bit better. In 1870 America, it was 62%. And now, today, and they have a much different definition of poverty today than they did then, but it's 14%. And why? It's because capitalism has lifted mankind out of poverty. And we are all a part of that. Capitalism made this country the greatest nation history has ever known. With all its warts and its imperfections, where would you rather be than right here, right now? And that's what we really need to honor our ancestors, because they were dreaming about what we have today. Honor them by working hard and working with each other and being thankful and giving back to the community, as so many businesses here do, and networking together. And I want to leave you with a little story, because my son started this story and he'll end it. We'll wrap it up with a nice bow, and then we'll go roll some bones. But when I was running for city council back in 2009 in Frisco, my wife was pregnant with our second child, my 4-year-old now. And we were trying to teach the 3-year-old what was in mommy's belly. And she was getting out there, and so she rubbed her belly, and he said, "Yes, Thomas, that's right. Baby, there's a baby in that belly." Now, I was 40 pounds heavier there. Oh, no. So we're during the campaign, it's about 10 o'clock at night, and I'm leaning over at my desk, hunched over doing some work, and my son walks in, and he rubs my belly, and he says, "Baby." And then I lost 40 pounds. But if I could ever do anything for you, please let me know. I've got business cards here. We have a great, my chief of staff, Katie Post, is in the back. She's wonderful. We have a constituent service director, Chance Watson. If there's everything we can do, let me know. I do not have an opponent this cycle, which is awesome. And it's so much more fun that way. You can kind of relax. I'm still going to knock on doors, because I work for you. I work for 170,000 people in this district, and we'll still be coming by as if we have an opponent, because I want to hear from you. I don't want all the answers. You got great ideas, great thoughts, great, any concern you have, please share them. Thank you so much. It's the greatest honor of my professional life to represent you in Austin. And it's not my office, and it's not my district. It never will be. It's our district, and it's your office in Austin. Thank you very much, Apollo.